Hello everyone, I hope you guys are all having a fabulous Monday. Today I'm coming to you with our weekly Mink's Monday Q&A. Before we get started, let me share the bag that I'm currently rocking, and that is the Louis Vuitton Clooney BB in the monogram canvas. Alright, so grab your coffee, grab a tea, let's start our workouts, go to work, let's do laundry, whatever it is that you do, come join me. We have some awesome topics to cover today. Starting with the first question from Kay Smith. In more recent years, I found myself not enjoying shopping in the boutiques anymore. If I'm there to check out an item that I'm interested in and not buying that day. I purchased both new, pre-loved, and overseas, so I don't have designated sales associates anymore. I'm finding a common thread, no matter the luxury brand, of impatient, short, and ultimately irritated sales associates. Even when I do buy in store, the process is very rushed and I don't feel like I'm getting that luxury experience anymore. For example, I'm spending $2,500 and they have me out the door in 3 to 5 minutes. Have you noticed this at all as well? And do you have any tips on how to make store research and boutique buying feel special again? This is an awesome question. All right, so without having designated sales associates, have I noticed this as well? Absolutely. Absolutely I have. It's not always the case, and I feel like it's a little bit more noticeable from certain boutiques or from certain brands, but yes, I definitely have noticed it. It does feel very rushed, and not all sales associates are the same. Like I said before, some of them do take their time. Some of them like to explain the handbag. They like to explain the materials, and I always appreciate that, you know, because when it comes to research, whether I'm there to buy or there to, to check out an item, I want to know what I'm spending my money on. I want to know beforehand how it might end up wearing. I want to know if it's going to be a little bit more delicate. So whenever they take the time to give me more information on the item, I always appreciate that. But yeah, you do have those other ones that are just very like get to the point, and I can only imagine how the millions of questions that they might end up getting on any given day. One of the boutiques here, they get, anywhere from like maybe 50 to 60 people at any given time, and it can get really crowded. Sometimes people are there to buy, sometimes people are there to just ask questions, sometimes people are there just to take pictures. So like I said, I can definitely understand, and I can only imagine how many questions they might end up getting. And working retail can be quite frustrating, but from a consumer standpoint, like I said before, I want to know what I'm spending my money on, and I don't think it's bad to ask questions and feel comfortable about buying something, especially, if it's a certain amount of money, whether it is, expensive or whether it's inexpensive. I still always appreciate when someone takes the time to explain something to me or show me something that I might not be aware of when it comes to these luxury goods. So unfortunately, I too have experienced that. I have also seen it firsthand. And sometimes, I'm assuming here, sometimes I wonder if they think, well, you're not buying it, but there's 10 other people behind you that will buy it, no questions asked. So that might be the case. I have no idea, but it would be really interesting to know. But like I said before, I do understand both sides, the retail part, and I also understand the the consumer standpoint. Now, something that I like to do when it comes to research or just buying in general, even though I do like the boutiques, I think the boutiques are wonderful. Sometimes they can get quite crowded, especially when you're there to ask a question. Sometimes it could take forever to get to talk to someone. But one of the things that I've always liked to do is to go into the boutiques inside of the department stores. I absolutely love the boutiques inside of the department stores because I feel like they're a little bit more intimate. I feel like it's a little bit more one-on-one, and you can really end up getting the information that you want from that person because there aren't, a million people in the store. There aren't a million people taking pictures or anything like that. So at any given time in those stores, in the department stores, you might end up getting, I don't know, maybe 15 people at most, nowhere near as many as you would get inside of the standalone boutiques or anything like that. So I'm a big fan of purchasing through the department stores. I think it's wonderful. I've always had awesome experiences, and I just feel like the majority of the sales associates are a lot more laid back. They're not like go, rush, transaction after transaction. And I feel like they really get to know me. I feel like they really know what I like, and they're able to to kind of guide me in the direction of something that I'm looking to add to my collection. You know, so if you do want to do a little bit more research and you are over the whole boutique experience, or there's too many people and you don't want to deal with that, I highly recommend going into the stores in the department store, because like I said before, it can be very intimate, very one-on-one, and you can get answers to a whole lot of your questions without so many people breathing down the associate's throat or anything like that. So that's what I would recommend. But yeah, sometimes the experience is phenomenal and other times it's nothing to write home about. But I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on this. Have you experienced this firsthand? Are you overbuying the whole, you know, buying in the boutique because you find that it is too rushed, that there's too many people? Whatever the case may be, let us know in the comments section down below. But fantastic question. Hopefully I was able to answer it. Next question from Bargain Hunting Blonde. Chanel Metallics and Iridescent. I noticed that they're making a comeback in recently released collections, but how do they hold up? Do you think that they are trendy or more classic? Would you add one to your collection? With Metallics and Iridescent, I personally feel that they're a little bit more on the trendy side instead of classic. And as far as how they end up holding up, years ago when it came to this type of texture, it didn't have the best reputation for wear and tear. It would end up aging a lot faster than some of the other materials. You'd be able to see the scratches and the crease marks a lot more. And I actually do have an iridescent piece that I got a couple of years ago. This is the rose gold and the caviar, or this is the caviar leather in the color rose gold. And I was really apprehensive because of the reputation, as I said before, that the metallics and iridescents had. And when I was talking to the sales associate, he had informed me that they kind of revamped how they end up finishing this type of material to make it a lot more durable. So like I said, I was very apprehensive, but much to my surprise, it has actually been wearing fabulously. It's wearing just as great as any of the other caviar pieces that I have within my collection. I don't have any crease marks, I don't have any scratches or anything like that. I thought that for sure you'd be able to see the crease on here, and as you can tell, there's nothing on there. So I was pleasantly surprised, and I'm really happy to hear that they changed you know, how they finished it to make it that much more durable. So what was once maybe not the best material now you know, has a completely different I guess you can say it went through a facelift, and it's really, you know, changed how the item ends up wearing as time goes by. So as far as adding a metallic handbag to my collection, I don't think so. But I also like really shiny things, so that's always a possibility, you know. And some of the recent iridescent pieces, whether it's the beige or that beautiful, beautiful pink, I think that they're absolutely gorgeous. I really like the fact that I mean, I love the iridescent because it changes color depending on how you end up holding it. Like there, it looks maybe a little bit more bluish green, and then straight on it, maybe it looks a little bit more pink. But I think that they're beautiful, and like I said, I'm really, really happy that they revamped how they end up finishing, the product. So fantastic question. Hopefully I was able to answer it. Next question from 101 Jennifer C. You have said before that you have always been a handbag addict. Was there something that started it all? For me, it was The Devil Wears Prada. I absolutely love that movie, and when I first saw it, I had to have everything, right? That is a phenomenal movie. For those of you that haven't seen The Devil Wears Prada, I recommend it 100%. It is fabulous. But yes, I have been a handbag addict for as long as I can remember, and it is deep rooted. And I think what really ended up starting it all off was that when I was a kid, my mom would get me outfits, and sometimes the outfits ended up coming with matching purses or with matching handbags, especially if it was for a special occasion, such as Christmas or Easter. So I'd have these little purses, and I loved the fact that I can bring items with me wherever we went. So I would be able to load it up with some of my toys and go to my cousin's house or go here, and there. And I love that, you know? So it got to the point where sometimes I was carrying like 5 or 6 bags, and each bag had something different. You know, one was strictly for my Barbies. Another one was for my sticker collection. Another one was for this type of toy or that type of toy, or coloring books. And, you know, one was strictly for crayons. It was, it was insane. It was absolutely insane. But still, I loved the fact that I can bring items, you know, from my house wherever we ended up going. And that's why I really think that I'm a big fan of totes. You know, like I said before, the bigger the tote, the better, because I love to be able to throw anything and everything that I might need. You know, my kitchen sink, your kitchen sink. I want to be able to have those items just in case. And sometimes I can get a little bit carried away because I always feel like that what if I need it, and 9 times out of 10 I don't need it, you know what I mean? Anyways, I'm getting off subject, but yeah, definitely 100% deep rooted from when I was a kid, you know, and I've just always loved bags. So at one point in time, they ended up holding my crayons, and now they end up holding my small leather goods in my wallet. But I think that they're amazing, you know. But I would love to know what started it all for you when it comes to handbags. Was it a movie like The Devil Wears Prada, or is it something, you know, from when you were a kid? Whatever the case may be, let us know in the comment section down below. I absolutely love this question, but fantastic question. Hopefully I was able to answer it. Next question from Figs and Ivy. I noticed that you don't own any monogram reverse items in your collection. What are your thoughts on this colorway? And if you had to add a piece of monogram reverse, what piece would you add and why? All right, so when monogram reverse first came out, I was on the fence. I really didn't know how I felt about it. Sometimes I was like, okay, I kind of like it. And other times I was thinking, you know what, it's not for me, it's not for me. However, as time has gone by, I can honestly say I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. I think it is gorgeous. And one of the things that I always appreciated about it, even when I was on the fence, is how incredibly carefree it is. You don't have to worry about water stains. You don't have to worry about patina. You can use it in any type of weather, and I think that's fabulous. And if I was to add a reverse piece to my collection, I'd probably have to go with the reverse Palm Springs Mini for sure. For sure. I mean, I'm a huge fan of the classic Palm Springs Mini. I think it's super cute. And in the reverse, I think it would look amazing, you know? And I really hope that Louis Vuitton offers a lot more handbags and small leather goods in this print in the future, because it's become incredibly popular. And I remember reading threads way back when it first came out, people also felt the way that I did. They didn't know if they were all about it or if it's something that they should pass on. And like I said, as years have gone by, it's become very, very popular. So much so that a lot of the handbags that they offer on this print are incredibly hard to find, you know? So I'm a big fan. It's carefree, it's beautiful, and there's just something about it. There's something about it. I feel like it, I don't know, like it pops, but it doesn't. I have no idea. I don't even know if that makes any sense, but I am a fan. I think it is beautiful. So fantastic question. Hopefully I was able to answer it. Next question from Trace. What do you think of the Chanel Trendy CC Handle Small? I am thinking of getting one from the boutique because it's so hard to find one pre-loved at a reasonable price, but afraid of lambskin at the moment. All right, so before I get any further, let me insert a picture of the Chanel Trendy CC right now. This bag is stunning. It is absolutely stunning. I love the structure. I love the silhouette. To me, it's very elegant, but very easy to dress down as well. It kind of reminds me of a dressed up version of the Pochette Métis because of the compartments. So you have organization, it's versatile, and kind of like what you mentioned, it also ends up holding its resale value very, very well. And when it comes to lambskin leather, as I've said in other videos, it's not as delicate as people make it out to be. And of course, you have to be a little bit more mindful as to the type of weather that you end up carrying the handbag in, as far as rain and snow. And if you do end up getting any type of scratches, it's a little bit easier to buff out with your fingertips. But when it comes to the Trendy CC, I especially like it in the lambskin leather. There's just something about it. I feel that it really adds a lot more oomph to the bag, you know? So I say absolutely go for it. If your heart is singing for it, go for it. And I would love to know if any of you guys do have the Trendy CC. Do you recommend it in the lambskin leather, or do you recommend it in a different material, or how has it been working out for you? How has it been wearing? Let us know in the comment section down below. But again, if you do end up getting it, major congratulations. It is absolutely beautiful. But fantastic question. Hopefully I was able to answer it. Next question from Ty Carroll. What do you really think will be your next bag? All right, so the bag that I think that I'll be adding next to the collection, I'm gonna have to go with the Lady Dior. I really feel that it might end up being the Lady Dior. I mean, I have gone back and forth with that bag a million times. I've taken it off the wish list, I put it back on, I've moved it up, and I just keep going back to it. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I love the history, the craftsmanship, the attention to detail, and I just think it's gorgeous. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. And in the past, I always said that I thought about possibly going for color, just because with the color, I feel that it really makes those details pop. And even though I appreciate the colors and I think that they're beautiful, the black just speaks to me. The black lambskin speaks to me like none other. So I really feel that that'll be the one that I end up going for, you know? Watch it end up being like something completely different. Who knows? Yeah, the Lady Dior, I think it's absolutely incredible, but only time will tell. And I still don't know what type of hardware, because sometimes I'm like all about the gold hardware. Other times I'm like, ooh, the champagne gold looks nice. And then I think, what about the silver? So I'm still like super undecided. And like I said before, even though I like the color, I think that it'll end up being black. It's just a matter of the type of hardware that I decide on. And I've told you guys before, I am the most indecisive person on the planet. So who knows how long it'll take if I do end up adding it to my collection. But yeah, Lady Dior for sure. So fantastic question. Hopefully I was able to answer it. Next question from Elaine Howard. When I got my Speedy 30 several years ago, I felt really nice when I was to wear it out. I waited quite a while to get the bag. Now the Speedy, the Neverfull, and so many other Louis Vuitton bags are everywhere. People are buying the exact look-alike because it's being sold on market stalls all over for as little as 18 to 20 pounds. And I mean exact copies. So now when I wear my bag, I know it's real, but I can't help but feel that people must be looking at it and thinking fake. What do you think about this? This is an awesome question, and personally, I couldn't care less if someone thinks that my handbag is fake. As long as I know that it's real, that's all that matters. And I've said it before, I mean, you can tell people till you're blue in the face, and if they've made an assumption about you, I'm not saying that it happens all the time, but if they made an assumption, they might end up going with their assumption instead of listening to what it is that you're saying, even if it's completely different from what they might think. You know, so ultimately, as long as you know what's up, as long as you know that it's real, that's all that matters. Because I buy the handbags for myself. I use the handbags for myself, not for anybody else, not for anybody else's approval. If someone does appreciate my handbag, that's always awesome. You know, kind of like what I talked about last week with the whole secret club that's not so secret. That's always amazing. But yeah, I feel like as long as you know that it's real, that's all that matters. And if someone thinks that your purse is fake, let them think that it's fake. Who cares, you know? And this kind of reminds me of something that came up a couple of months ago, and I did want to touch base on it because I have had a few questions on my Instagram about it. But I did have someone tell me that my handbags must be fake because of the way that I dress. There are people out there that feel that you have to dress a certain way, you have to be dressed to the nines in order to use a luxury handbag. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. That might work out for some people, that doesn't work out for me. You know, I'm a very, very casual dresser, and if I want to use my jumbo, if I want to use my Speedy with a t-shirt and jeans, I'm going to do it because that's what makes me feel comfortable. I don't think that there should be any shoulds or have-tos when it comes to fashion, and ultimately, we wear the bag doesn't wear us, you know, at least that's the way that I see it. But, you know, going back to what you said, as long as you know that it's real, that's all that matters. And if someone's going to think that, if someone's going to say, no, you know, you're lying or this is that, just don't pay any attention to them. Just keep going and you keep rocking your bags like it's nobody's business. So fantastic question. Hopefully I was able to answer it. And the last question from Stacy Winters. I've noticed that you haven't been making unboxing videos as much with the items that you purchased lately or waited a while to share. Is there a reason? Have you bought more things we haven't seen? Are you holding out on us? No, I'm not holding out on you guys. The last thing that I purchased was the Chanel O pouch that I shared on my What's in My Bag video. And I'll be honest with you, I haven't really been feeling like filming unboxing videos, and I've always said that if something doesn't feel organic to me, I won't do it just for the sake of another video, you know? And does that mean that I'm never gonna film unboxing videos? Definitely not. That's not the case. It's just that at the moment, I wanna focus more on, you know, sharing experiences. I wanna be able to talk about certain items a little bit more in depth and maybe add a little bit more variety to my channel and tackle certain topics that I haven't talked about in the past instead of necessarily doing unboxing videos. I feel like you guys can read me like a book and you'll be able to tell if my heart is into filming that video. And it doesn't mean that I don't like the item that I purchased. It doesn't mean that I'm not excited about it. It's just I'm not really feeling it. You know, I'm not really feeling it. But I feel like when it comes to reveals or when it comes to items that I do purchase, I end up sharing them on Instagram. It's a little bit easier for me to do that. So if you guys do follow me, you'll be able to see them. Kind of like that O pouch, because one day I was in the boutique, the next day it was paired up with my Speedy 30. But no, I'm not holding anything back. I'm not trying to hide anything by any means whatsoever. It's just that I'm not really feeling unboxing videos at the moment. So fantastic question. Hopefully I was able to answer it. All right, you guys, so that does it for Mink's Monday Q&A. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope I was able to help. You guys had some awesome questions this week. For this week's lineup, I haven't decided on the video, but you will see me one other time. But again, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, make sure and give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already and you would like to, please subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the red button below and hitting that bell so you're notified when I upload videos, which is anywhere from 2 to 3 times a week. And I'll see you guys later. And as always, make it a fabulous day or not. The choice is yours. Have a great day.